time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
Turn me up, 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 up.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dave's Doghouse. Got some, new members to put into the doghouse today. Got some people coming out of the doghouse today. Got to talk about some dogs. Maybe got a dishonorary or an honorary member. You'll see if you pay attention to the rest of the show. But while you're watching, make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am live right now on 3 platforms. I'm live on X, YouTube, and Facebook. So make sure you like, share, subscribe on each platform. It's Wednesday, man. No R2L Show today, but make sure you go look at what happened with King's Talk. It happened earlier today at 2 p.m. And make sure you tune into the rest of the shows: BWT, RBO, CTC, FFC, and the Red Corner, and of course the R2L Show. I do know that there's some playoff games about to happen with Boston and the Cavaliers. Boston's pretty much going to win that. They got 3 players out: Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, and Karis LeVert all out. So just go ahead and wave the white flag, Cleveland. Just go ahead and wave the white flag. That series is pretty much over with. All I know is that y'all got to turn up with me. It's winning Wednesdays, man. So let's win. Let's win. Okay. So let's go ahead and get it started. Here is the current Doghouse members. All of these guys, have their own reasons as to why they're in here. But I really just got to talk about a few as to why they will be leaving out of the doghouse. And I'm pretty sure there are 2 glaring figures that you see here. They are currently in the playoffs. They are teammates on the same exact team. And they showed out. First 2 games, they didn't look too well. Worse than shooting the ball pretty well. But I got to talk about one first before I talk about the other. And it's the now 3-time MVP, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic in the playoffs is averaging 27.7 points per game, 12.2 rebounds, 7.6 assists, 53% from the field. This is in his playoff career. All time, he's ranked first in points per game and first in assists per game. Just last night, he joined Chris Paul as the only players in NBA history to tally 40 points, 40-plus points, 10-plus assists with 0 turnovers in a playoff game since 1977-1978. Also, he scored 900 this playoff. Well, in his career, he scored 967 points against Rudy Gobert. That's the most by a single player versus Rudy Gobert, who is the Defensive Player of the Year for this year. At halftime yesterday, Nikola Jokic put up 16 points, 4 assists, with 67 from the field, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. That was just in the third quarter. At halftime, he had 19 points, 8 assists, 2 steals, 0 turnovers. He was 7 2 from the field. 70% from the field in the first half. And like I said, he just won the MVP. So he got his MVP trophy last night and he showed out. 40-point game. He just balled, man. It's not much I can say bad about what he's done. And this is why he's out of the doghouse so quickly. He was just in last week, and now he comes back. Three games after they went down 0-2, and he pretty much balled out every single game. It's not much you can really do to stop him. He made it look so easy last night. It was barbecue chicken all night against Rudy Gobert. And something told me I should have did this, but don't worry, I'm gonna talk about him later in the show. But how can you be defensive player of the year, but you get cooked like that by one player? Like he owns you. He almost has 1,000 points on you. One player almost has 1,000 points on you guarding him. And you have no effect on what he does. Absolutely. Your footwork is terrible on defense. You're really only known for blocking shots and getting rebounds. That's about it. Because you're not strapping nobody. Rudy Gobert. So, man, you're going to have to change something up, man. But Nikola Jokic, I mean, it's not much really I can really say about him because it's the Joker. We all know what he's capable of. We all know what he can do. We all know what he's done in this league. They just took a 3-2 lead against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who looked like they were going to win the series after the first 2 games. But it's the playoffs. You never really know. So, man, look, he doing what he's supposed to do as a leader of this team, and he's attacking early. In the first 2 games, they had Jamal Murray pretty much handling the ball. They switched it up the last 3 games. Pretty much had Aaron Gordon kind of sort of taking the ball up and handling the ball. And then Jokic has been attacking in the first half. He's just letting people know who he is. And even though he plays so slowly, it doesn't matter. It's like he's going to do whatever he needs to do to make sure that he leads the Denver Nuggets and wins the game. And now they're just one win away from going right back to the Western Conference Finals in back-to-back seasons. Normally champions don't go back to the conference finals the very next season. Hasn't happened the last 5 years. Normally the MVP is not in the Western Conference Finals. It hasn't happened in a little while. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It's still another game to be played, but right now it looks like the Denver Nuggets may be going back to the Western Conference Finals because he's been leading his team. So, y'all go ahead and give me a dog cry because now he's out of the doghouse. And shout out to Tomo for being the first to comment. Shout out to Joe, Tay, and my boy Mikey. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the show. So it's only right that I talk about his teammate. Because his teammate has also, stepped up when it was needed within the last time. And that's Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is also out of the doghouse. Jamal Murray, man, he didn't look good after the first 2 games. We all saw what he did by throwing the heating pad and then throwing a towel. Possibly he almost got his teammate hurt, and Reggie Jackson. He got fined $100,000. Didn't really take no accountability for it. And all he did in the last 2 games was ball out. And and I'm guessing, like Joe said, I'm guessing Mike Malone saw the doghouse and was like, hey, you see this? Y'all in the doghouse, man. I don't think y'all want to be there. Y'all might want to go ahead and put your bootstraps on and go out there and put some work in, show them why you're the NBA champions. because there was a statement made that Jamal Murray, if he wins the title this year, he could be a Hall of Famer. Although he hasn't done much in the regular season to consider himself a Hall of Famer, he hasn't made an All-Star team. He hasn't made an All-NBA. Didn't win Rookie of the Year, so it's not like he has any individual things in the regular season that says that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think that matters. Jamal Murray in the last game had 24 points, but that's not the game that really did it. The game before is when he went off. It's when he looked really good. Well, he started to shine. He only had 19 points in that game, but Nikola Jokic had 35, Aaron Gordon had 27, and then when they beat the Timberwolves the first time, Jamal Murray had 16 points. He was 7 of 14 from the field. Jokic had put up 40 in that game. Aaron Gordon put up 18. KCP put up 16. They had Braun put up 10 off the bench. But he's been more consistent in these last few games than he was before. So that's why he's out of the doghouse now and doing what he needs to do to help his team get back to where they need to be. And like I said, these two guys now have a 3-2 lead on the Minnesota Timberwolves, the team that's, third best team in the West. And, if they don't do nothing, then it looks like it's going to be Denver. So Jamal Murray now out of the doghouse. All righty. Now we got to talk about the new members. Who possibly could be in the doghouse for this week? Well, Joe had made a statement on the show yesterday. And I guess he foresaw what I was already going to do for this week. Because there are some sports that we haven't talked about in the show that I talked about here on Dave's Doghouse that have been, shining. I haven't put too many people in the doghouse from these sports. And I'm talking about like soccer and like F1 racing and hockey. You've seen some boxing guys in there. You've seen some baseball guys in there. You see some interpreters, some analysts. Well, after long thinking, this team in Washington deserves to be in the doghouse. Yes, the Washington Capitals, man. And it hurts me to say this because this is my favorite hockey team. But gotta be honest, when you see things happen in hockey, and we got swept in the first round, y'all. Like the Capitals just couldn't get a game. Not a game. We just got swept off the floor. Power plays didn't matter. Didn't matter how many times we I call them steals, but how many possessions that we stole, it didn't matter. We just kept losing. And Alexander Ovechkin got I think this was the first time he got swept in the playoffs in his career. And we all know Alexander Ovechkin is one of the guys, he has he's won a championship with the Capitals. But man, it doesn't look too promising right now. We got into the playoffs this year, luckily, and then just got up out of there. It hurts my heart to really talk about this, man. But the Capitals got some things to do. We can't go into the season next year with the way that things are. Even if you count all the injuries and stuff that may have happened, it's just we can't. It can't happen again. It can't. Now there only since I have been a sports fan, there's only been 3 teams in DC I've seen win the championship, and that's the Mystics, the Nationals, and the Capitals. So those are the teams. You set a standard there. So the Capitals, come on, you gotta do something. Gotta do something. Gotta get it together. Gotta get it together. Let's do something next year. But for right now, Washington Capitals, you're in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. How I did not want to go through that. But, things happen. Gotta roll with the punches, Gotta roll with the punches. Guys, it's another hockey team. It's another hockey team that's about to be put in the doghouse for, not living up to their standards. Although they still have an opportunity to quickly be out of the doghouse. We just gotta wait and see. Gotta wait and see. This team is called the Boston Bruins. Now, I know some people are going to be like, well, they won last night. Yeah, I get it. They won last night. Last night didn't go into account as to why I put them in the doghouse. Now, you want to know why? The Boston Bruins are where they are. Well, the Boston Bruins, in 3 of the games that they've lost, just haven't been ideal. So after winning the first game on the road against the Florida Panthers, they won at 5-1. That was 2 days. That was a day after Cinco de Mayo. They were leading the series. It looked like they was going to be able to upset the Panthers. Then, very next game on Wednesday, they lose 6-1. Then they lose 6-2. Then after having a 2-0 lead against the Florida Panthers, they lose that game 3-2. Now, in game 4, when they lost 3-2, they had 6 power play opportunities with only 1 goal. Power play percentage was only 16.7%. 8 penalty minutes, 10 block shots, 6 takeaways with 9 giveaways. I'm sorry, with 3 takeaways with 13 giveaways. I'm sorry, reading this wrong. Then, in game 3, they had 5 takeaways and only 6 giveaways. So it wasn't too bad, but they lost 6-2. 12 penalty minutes. 2 power play opportunities with 0 goals, but the Florida Panthers had 6 power play opportunities with 4 power play goals. So you could pretty much say that the Panthers won that game off of just power plays. In the first game, they lost in dominating fashion, 6-1. Three power play opportunities, 0 goals. Now they only allow one power play goal out of 6 for the Florida Panthers. They were, the giveaways were the same across the board, 14-14. 77 penalty minutes. That's crazy to me. They only had 15 shots the entire game, though. And the Panthers had more than double that. So now, I hope you understand now why I have the Boston Bruins in the doghouse. I expected more from the Boston Bruins. Although now they're down 3-2. They're still in elimination mode, but they won. They won the last game. So let's see. You win the next game, you force a game 7. Who knows where I got you next week? But right now, it ain't looking too good for the Bruins. I know, although they won the last game, it just looks like the inevitable was there. So let's see what happens. And welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse.
Oh, shit.
Next up, Houston Astros. That's who it is. Houston Astros are in the doghouse. Let me tell you what's been going on with the Houston Astros. They have the 4th worst record in the major leagues right now. The Astros this season, batting wise, 1st in shutouts, 3rd in average, 5th in hits, 6th in slugging percentage, 7 in home runs, and 8th in on-base percentage. But their pitching is terrible. 21st in home runs, 22nd in shutouts, 25th in hit by pitch, 28th in walks, 28th in saves, and 28th in ERA. They are tied for last in their division. Not only that, they have lost 9 straight versus the versus the Yankees, which is the Yankees' longest winning streak versus the Astros in their franchise history. This is after the Houston Astros were the 6th favorite to win the World Series this year. The only people they weren't above were the Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, the Orioles, and the Phillies. The Astros were given 14-1 odds on May 1st. It is now May 15th. So 2 weeks later, this is where they are. In the game, in one of those games that they played, I believe that was on May 8th or May 7th. They were up 8-3. Then they were down 9-8 in 10th. So it's a lot that the Astros need to improve on, or they're going to be here for the rest of the season. So Houston Astros, as Teddy likes to say, you guys suck right now. And all you're doing is bringing my boy some joy. My guy Teddy. So Houston Astros, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. And before I go ahead and talk about the dogs of the week, what I'm going to do now is have a quick commercial break. So see you in about a minute.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Look till we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose. built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, back after the commercial break. We get to talk about the dogs of the week now. Let's see who I get to talk about this time. The player on this team, this team is normally, well, not normally, this team is one of the worst teams. Well, was one of the worst teams in the league last year. They are now moving to a whole new state, waiting to build a new stadium. They were in Oakland for the longest time. And all you heard last year was sell the team. Sell the team. Well, looks like now that things are starting to be a bright light for the Athletics, they're being led by one of the best relief pitchers in the league right now. And that's Mason Miller. Mason Miller. For those of you who don't watch baseball, Mason Miller, this season, in 16 innings pitched, has 33 strikeouts, a 1.10 ERA, and he's balling. This season so far, well, his ERA has actually gone down. So his ERA is 0.98 with 38 strikeouts and 8 saves, which is tied for ninth in the league. On the road, he has 5 saves, 20 strikeouts, and his ERA is 0. Not 0 point something, 0. Zilch. Last 7 days, 4 innings pitched, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Away, last 7 games. Only 3 hits allowed, 2 walks, 20 strikeouts. And against the American League, in 14 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, only 2 runs, 29 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Right now, he's projected to only allow 26 hits this season, 7 runs, 18 walks, and 140 strikeouts. And that's in 52 games playing this year. He is the brightest spot on this Athletics team. Now, the pitching for the Athletics has actually been really good. And their team's calling to try to trade for this guy, and the asking price is astronomous. It's high. I'm not sure what it would take to be able to get him out of there, but I know as a Red Sox fan, I would love to have him in Boston. It's crazy how good he's playing right now. And it was about time that I talk about him. And Teddy has a bet right now with somebody that that the Athletics will finish last. And if not, then Teddy knows what he's going to have to do. It's not anyone that's in the chat, but it's an Athletics fan more than likely. And I know Teddy is acknowledging that this guy's a stud, but I'm pretty sure he want the A's to lose the rest of these games. but we got a bright spot here. So, and they've been winning games, and he's been helping out. So, I gotta say, welcome to the Dogs, Mason Miller. Have fun. Okay, very next person I get to talk about. Now, I've had his teammate on here before. These fans are crazy when it comes to how they react when this team plays, no matter if it's the playoffs, the regular season, especially in the playoffs. I think they said that this team needs to be studied. The fans of this team needs to be studied, and that's the New York Knicks. And no, I'm not talking about Josh Hart. No, I've already talked about Jalen Brunson. Not talking about Julius Randle because he's out for the year. Not talking about OG Anunoby. I'm talking about Dante DiVincenzo. Dante DiVincenzo in the first 3 games in this series put up 25 points, 28 points, and 35 points. Last 2 games, he's only put up 15 points total, but he balled out in the first 3 games. Like I said, he had 28 points in game 2, and also Josh Hart put up 19 and 15 in that game. Brunson put up 29. He had 14 in the fourth. But Dante DiVincenzo went crazy. Through 3 quarters of game 3, he had 32 points and 0 turnovers. He was 6 of 8 from 3. He was cooking in that game. Now it's been a battle. It's been a battle between him and the Pacers, and they won the last game. The Knicks are currently up 3-2, and Dante DiVincenzo has been shining. The Villanova boys, the Philly boys have been putting in their part, and they all been playing big minutes, especially Josh Hart. We know he's averaging about a good 44 minutes a game, 44, 45 minutes a game. Jalen Brunson, we know what he can do. He's averaging 35 points in the series. He had 1 blemish where he only had 18 points in the game that they lost. But it doesn't matter. Right now they're winning. Looks like they may advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they still got another game to play. The Pacers. I don't think the Pacers are going to lay down and just give them that game easily. Pacers can for certainly come back and win that and win the series because it's possible. We've seen what happens when the Pacers are running back and forth down the court, when Halliburton's hitting shots, Miles Turner hitting shots. But for now, had to talk about Dante DiVincenzo because he's been balling. Villanova boy. So welcome to the Dogs, Dante. And got two other people that also need to be brought up. I know I kind of sort of have dismissed this team before. Didn't necessarily want to talk about them. Because they it's my rival team in baseball. But just got to give credit where credit is due. Teddy, I hope you're watching. I don't like that I have to talk about this team, but I got to be honest in what I say about my show and what I say about this team. It's the New York Yankees. Yankees right now are second in the AL East right now. They have one of the best records in Major League Baseball. They are 28-15, 13-6 at home, 15-9 away, and they've been led by two of their stars. You know, they went and got Juan Soto in this offseason, and right now he's pretty much leading in all categories when it comes to hitting for the New York Yankees. He's tops in batting average on this team, tops in RBI, tops in on-base percentage, and tops in hits. He has 51 hits right now, 41.3 on-base percentage, 34 RBIs, and 313 batting average right now. The only thing he's not leading in is home runs, which is led by their captain, Aaron Judge. They also have other guys on this team that have been helping out. You got Volpe that has 21 RBIs and 5 home runs right now. Anthony Rizzo has 22 RBIs, 7 home runs. You got Giancarlo Stanton, 20 RBIs, 9 home runs. Cabrera, 20 RBIs, 4 home runs. Trevino has 14 RBIs, 4 home runs. Everyone is pitching in for this team. The offense is clicking. The bullpen is holding it down. Judge has improved his numbers. He only had 4 home runs before the last 2 weeks, and he has 6 within the last 2 weeks. Then the pitching that's been going on with this team is just good. Holmes has 12 saves. You got Gill that stepped up. 4-1 for the season so far in 8 games. You know, he started to struggle a little bit. He's a second-year player. 43 innings pitched, 48 shutouts, and a 2.5 ERA. Like I said, at the end of the day, you got to be honest about this team, and this is without their star, Garrett Cole, their best pitcher. He's out. And right now, they're fighting the Orioles for the number 1 spot in the AL East. Of course, the Red Sox are right there, number 3, so we're not too far behind. We're only 5.5 games back, so we close. We close, even with all the injuries we've had, and Trevor Story, of course, being out. We got some things, man. We got some things. Hey, if you got 5 minutes, hop on the show. I would definitely, if you could hop on so I can hear you talk more about the Yankees, because you're Mr. BWT. You talk about all their series and stuff like that. You can dive more into exactly what you can say about your team. So if you can hop on for 5 minutes, I got time. So I've only been in the show for about 38 minutes. So there's a Red Sox man that's saying some things that I can't say on the show right now, but just know it's not good, of course, because we honestly don't like the Yankees, but on this show I gotta give praise when it's due. So the Yankees are doing everything they need to do to ball, and my guest is on the show, Mr. BWT himself.
Yo.
What's going on, my guy? What's
up,
going on? Wait, I would hate to do this. I don't want to, but you're a Yankees fan. I'm talking about the Yankees. Here you go.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Ball.
All right, Mr. BWT, go ahead. We talking about your team, so go ahead.
Man, I'm just over here getting ready for a game myself, but I had to hop on to talk about my guys. The Yankees playing phenomenal right now, tied for first in the AL East tonight with a game going up against Pablo Lopez, right? Juan Soto, man, one of the best acquisitions in the offseason. Judge, he heard all the talk in the chat that particular Red Sox fan was talking. Stan heard it, right? They all heard it, right? This offense is on fire right now. Last night, everybody in the lineup got a hit, and of course, that was the day I didn't bet on them. So it's just how it works. But I gotta shout out the bullpen. Been extremely lights out. Um, Closing the gap between the starting pitchers and Clay Holmes, which is, in my opinion, the best closer in baseball right now, other than I'm going straight ERA wise. He has one blown save, and it was because of Volpe's error. I didn't really count that on him. He is 11 for 12 in save opportunities. His 0.0 ERA. Clay Holmes, extremely dominant. And shout out to the starting pitching for holding it down too. Everybody, once Garrett Cole went out, they were so quick to jump on the whole bandwagon of, oh, this team, these starters aren't going to be able to do what they predicted them to do or anything like that. But the acquisitions of Stroman in that starting rotation, Carlos Rodon came back in great shape. He's been pitching great. He's touching like 98, 99 miles per hour. He had an excellent start last night against the Twins. Nestor Cortez is the only one that's really struggling right now. And my boy Luis Hill, man, whoo, that dude can sling it. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, boy. Yeah, Tony.
I was waiting for you to see that comment.
Hey, I expect nothing less from Tony, man.
Hey,
But
he's speaking how I want to speak right now, but since
Oh,
it's
yeah.
my show, I can't. You know.
yeah, definitely.
I gotta be honest.
Yeah, make sure you guys join the chats, man, because this is the type of trash talk that goes back and forth on the daily. So if you guys want to be a part of this beautiful community of the Refuse to Lose, make sure you click the link in the description to become a member, because you won't regret it. I promise you that. But
you got a month. You got until June 15th.
Yep.
You got a month until June 15th to get in the baseball chat for free. So
yeah,
do what you can for now.
Yeah. But that's all I gotta say about my team, man. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy. The last couple years, we've had tons of injuries, and there's been a lot of jokes about it. But karma is one crazy thing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Definitely is. Well, while you're here, I'll do the call while you're here. New York Yankees tied for first in the AL East, one of the best teams in the league, one of the best teams in the AL. One of the teams that's, tops in odds to make it to the World Series and win it all. Welcome to the Dogs.
Yep. And that's actually what we've been calling ourselves these past couple weeks. Shout out to Alex Verdugo for calling us dogs, right? Every time we get a base hit, you see the Yankees do this weird thing. It's dogs, point back. And then when they go into the dugout after they hit a home run, they're all barking. So they've been waiting for this opportunity, man. They've been waiting for it.
So you're saying they're trying to be like? So you're saying they're acting like the Oklahoma City Thunder, who bark like dogs after they win?
Hey, if it works, it works.
Well, that's enough of the Yankees. I ain't got no more about that. But thank you for coming on to represent your team and get more in depth about the Yankees. So appreciate you, my guy. Have a great game. Go get a W.
Thank you, brother. Have a great rest of the show.
Yes, sir. as you guys can see, I had one of my guys, Mr. BWT himself, Teddy, come on to talk about the Yankees. Oh man, not something I really wanted to talk about. And of course, I know you don't see them here. It's because I got one of my videos a little messed up. I downloaded one twice, so it's not up the way it's supposed to be. But we can go ahead and get started with the very next guy that is on this list as a dog, and he's been in boxing for a little while now. Most would say that he got robbed in that fight against Devin Haney, where they say that they believe he should have won that fight, but the numbers say that it belonged to Devin Haney. And then we seen Devin Haney get whooped by Ryan Garcia, but they said that Ryan Garcia failed some tests, that there was some steroids in that. Well, it's just my show. We all know how I feel about the Yankees. I'm about to disown myself when I talk about the last person. But I'm talking about Vasily Lomachenko. Lomachenko, y'all, just beat Kambosos in a dominating fashion. He pretty much won that fight in every round. It wasn't even close. First round, it was slightly there. It was 7-3 in total punches landed with Lomachenko and Kambosos. So, but the percentage was a little different. It was only 10.7 for Kambosos. It was 26 for Lomachenko. So he's more efficient. Round 2, it was 11-3. 11-2. Sorry. 2 punches total landed in round 2. Round 3 is when Lomachenko started to really take over this fight, even though he was already winning. 14 punches landed in round 3. 11 of those were power punches. So now he's starting to dominate this fight. And then in the fight total, he landed 175 punches, 17 of them to the body. So he was hurting him the entire fight. Round 4, Lomachenko had him up against the ropes. 21 landed to only 1. Yeah, I know, Tony. 21-1. 21-1 in the fourth. Kambosos landed 1 punch the entire round. 1 out of 30 that he threw. 3. That's just terrible. That's terrible. Lomachenko almost landed 50% of his punches in that round. Almost 50% of his punches. And then the percentage is pretty much the same throughout the rest of the rounds. You had one that was 40. So the fourth round was 45%, then it was 48, then 43, then 37, 36, 35, 32, 37. Kambosos didn't reach 20% in any round. In any round. It was 15. The highest he had was 17% in the 6th round when he landed 7 punches, which is the most he's landed. The second most he landed in any round. He landed 8 in the 3rd. But that was it for real. And then he looked hurt. His face was red. He was bleeding. He must have thought he was getting jumped. He was getting beat. Like y'all remember the Kevin Hart thing when he said that he must be an octopus. You saw when they 8 of them hitting me? No, it's just Loma. Loma the only one in that ring with you. And he had a boxing masterclass. And you failed miserably. You got dogged in that fight. And Lomachenko was just like, well, I told y'all I was this good. Devin Haney didn't want to fight me again because he knew what was up, and I had to show him who was the better guy. So I went in there and just dominated and just punch. So Lomachenko, man, another fight, another win, another belt. They better tell him put some spec on your name, man. Put some spec on your name. And we all know that Devin Haney don't want that smoke again. Right now, he's too worried about trying to get Ryan Garcia disqualified for that fight. So, Lomachenko, welcome to the Dogs. Yeah, you're right, Tony. It was definitely an unfair fight. It was a total mismatch. Total mismatch. Don't know why Kambosos even stepped into the ring. He was better off just sitting at home. But there you go, Loma. Keep on balling. All right. We got 2 left. Dos. This next guy, it's a lot of baseball I'm talking about today. Well, it is still baseball season. NBA playoffs is going on right now, so it's mainly baseball, hockey, and basketball. But this guy, for the Atlanta Braves, he's played 12 seasons for the Braves, the Marlins, and the Cardinals. He has a 270 batting average, 1,378 hits so far in his career, 248 home runs, 817 RBIs, 690 runs scored. He has 1 Gold Glove award and 2 Silver Slugger awards. In his last 5 games, he's had 16 at-bats, 7 hits, 1 run. He had a double, 3 RBIs, and 3 walks. At home, he has 5 home runs, 22 RBIs, and he's been walked 14 times. I said RBIs. I'm talking about Marcell Ozuna for the Atlanta Braves. Right now, his batting average for the season is .329. He has 12 home runs on the season, 41 RBIs, and 24 runs. He's had 143 at-bats. He's played in 39 games. He has 47 hits and 7 doubles. In the postseason, in his career, he has 15 runs, 27 hits, and 7 doubles with 109 at-bats. Marcell Ozuna is tough, man. I'm not sure what else. It's not much you can say about him that most don't already know, because he's really good. And he has 5 home runs in his career in the postseason, 16 RBIs. He has a 248 batting average in the postseason. His on base percentage for the year so far is 40.9, 63 slugging percentage. He balling, man. It's another guy in baseball that's been dominating and doing what he needs to do. And man, it's been amazing to see. The Atlanta Braves are also one of the best teams in the league right now. They had the best record in their division last year. They may do it again this year. I know my guy Ty. This is his favorite baseball team. He lives in Georgia, so that's his home team, even though he's from the DMV area. But Ty, man, look, your team is out there balling, man, and one of your players, Marcell Zuna, is definitely showed why he needs to be talked about more. We hear about guys like Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. You hear about Ohtani. You hear about guys like Cody Bellinger. You hear about Mike Trout. You hear about all these other guys, but this guy deserves to be talked about as well. It's possible he can win another Silver Slugger award this year. I don't know too sure about the Gold Glove, but he's balling this year. He's balling this year. He's one of the top guys in home runs this year, and the Braves are winning because he's helping them. So, Marcell Zuna, welcome to the Dogs. Oh, righty. Very last one. Now, this is the one where I was fighting myself to talk about this, and I really didn't want to. And this is me being honest, because if it's one team that I despise more than any other team in sports, it is the Boston Celtics. That is the one team I really cannot stand. But in my unbiased opinion, I have to talk about one of their players. And I'm not even talking about their all-star players. I'm not talking about Kristaps Porzingis. I'm not talking about Drew Holiday. I'm not talking about Jason Tatum. I'm not talking about Drew Holiday. Not Al Horford, who used to be one of the best players and one of the best centers when he was younger. I'm talking about Derek White. There's a stat that's been going around because we all know that Derek White wasn't always bald. So in the playoffs, Derek White with hair, 11 points per game, 1.5 threes made per game, shooting 46, 39, 83 splits. Now that he's bald, he's averaging 22.4 points per game, 4 3-points made, shooting 58, basically 50, 40, 90 splits. Derek White has the highest offensive estimated plus minus in the playoffs so far this year. He was traded for Romeo Langford, Josh Richardson, and a pick when he was with the Spurs. He is one of three of the Celtics' leading scorers in the postseason, with Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and of course, Jason Tatum. Those three guys are leading this team right now. Derek White over his last 3 games, averaging about 30 points per game, 4.7 assists to turnover ratio, 58, 54, 80 splits, 77% true shooting percentage. He's leading the team in scoring over that stretch by nearly 5 points per game. Against the Cavaliers in the first game, he put up 25 points, 5 assists, 7 made threes in that game, which is the 4th player in playoff history with 20 threes in a 3-game span. He is one of only 2 players in the postseason so far to average 20-plus points per game on 50, 40, 90 splits. The other guy is Kyrie Irving. We all know who he is. He's the first player in NBA history to start the playoffs averaging 20-plus points per game, 70% from 2, 30%, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. What more do I really need to say about Derek White? Just know if he gets hot, your team is not winning. That's just as simple. Maybe he needs to grow hair back so they can start losing again. I'm not sure what needs to happen. But somebody needs to stop this guy. Somebody needs to stop the Celtics ASAP. But right now, they're playing in Boston. No, they're back in Cleveland. Yeah, I'm sorry. Cleveland for game 6. No, game 5. Yeah, don't mind me. But they're back in Boston for game 5 tonight. Without Donovan Mitchell, there's no Donovan Mitchell, no Karis LeVert, no Jared Allen. That's pretty much a win. You pretty much can just call it right then and there. Derek White might go for 30. Tatum might go for 30. And Tatum may go for like 25, 28. Who knows what's going to happen. But I'll be surprised, pleasantly surprised, if they lose this game. But Derek White has been balling, and I gotta give him praise. He's been doing what he's supposed to do. So Derek White, welcome to the Dogs. And that is it for Dave's Doghouse for this week. Again, make sure you tune into all the shows in the network. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate the comments. You know, my brother Tony, who's been hilarious in the comments. He said that it was an unfair fight against Loma. I guess Joe heard him coughing in the background. He told him to grab his mask. And Tony, you're funny. Go talk about the Miami Heat. Of course, I don't hate my own team. He was really good. Really good. And yeah, he was in denial about his hair, but you know, he cut it and now he's playing better. So that's what happens for there. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next week. Peace. Thank you for watching all the way through and tuning all the way into the end. Thank you for enjoying Dave's Doghouse. I hope you had a great show. Make sure you like this video and hit the notification button so you get an alert whenever I go live again or have another video and another episode. And also, last but not least, hit that share button. If you enjoyed this and you think someone else will enjoy it, share it. And also, thank you again for, tuning into this episode. And I'll see you next time. My guy, you in the doghouse.